Hi, Pile 1. So we're going to find out here the biggest change for you in the year 2023. So we have the 9th house in Taurus for your Astro Dice. We have the 10 of Swords and the Page of Cups here for your Tarot. And for your Oracle, we have Lavender, Surround Yourself with Love. And we also have a Blessing of the White Heart. So this is an incredibly beautiful, beautiful message. So in practical terms here, 2023 represents overall the closing out of a time of grief, pain, sorrow, and kind of flipping your expectations on their head. You know, for many of you, there's kind of like this sense of wanting to expect the best next year, but being afraid to hope because you've been disappointed before. So maybe you went into 2022 with these high expectations and this faith that things were gonna get better, and they just didn't, you know, and you kind of felt like you were in this holding pattern or a transitional period where, you know, you felt this energy, this calling that things were gonna get better, but you just weren't seeing it, or you were doing a lot of inner work, but it just wasn't reflected in your external circumstances. And so with the 10 of Swords to the Page of Cups, it's almost like your heart is getting this reset, you know, like your entire energy is feeling like, because you are understanding that you deserve the best, now you are receiving the best, because you are, I think, finally coming to this place of understanding that you yourself are sacred because of your connection to the divine that we all share, right? We're all connected. Whether we accept it or not, understand it or not, we do have that connection. And so because of that, it's like you're respecting yourself in the way that you respect the divine in your faith. And that is sort of the up-leveling that you've been wanting, that you've been seeking. So in practical terms, I really feel like for many of you, this will represent feeling safe and secure, and I think in love with your home, your body, and your closest relationships. Because even though we don't have like Libra, we don't have the 4th house here, we don't have, you know, Cancer energy, you know, even though we don't have those things, it really feels like with the 9th house, like you are traveling to Taurus energy, fixed earth. You are traveling to this space here of being happy, finally, feeling content, feeling safe, feeling secure within the material world. Because I feel like spiritually, for many of you, you've been in a good place for a long time. You know, emotionally, you know, you've done the healing, you've done the inner work, you have grown, you have transcended. And so you've done all of this, but it's like it just wasn't reflected in the material world. And 2023 is like finally this year of success for you. But it's success in a very like grounded, sort of cozy way. You know, where you feel like your home environment is this sacred, safe space. You feel secure within your body. You feel secure within your romantic partnership, or you're calling in a love like that. You know, like because you're holding yourself as sacred, the rest of your life is, you know, reflecting that now. You know, the healing is going to be lifelong because it's like that for all of us. But you are at least closing out a difficult chapter and entering into a more gentle cycle. With the Page of Cups, you can feel free and safe enough to wear your heart on your sleeve again, you know? So I feel like it's an improvement too in your daily routine. You know, like you're having the freedom to schedule your day better. You know, you're having the freedom and the space to sort of just live your life in, a more gentle, feminine way. Now, that's going to look different for many of you. You know, for some of you here, maybe you're entering into a romantic partnership where your finances, you know, increase and you have greater stability, and that gives you the freedom, to explore your creativity, or, having that comfort of, a loyal, faithful partner is helping you to see your body and see your worth in a more positive way. We do learn from our connections through others, It could also look like moving to a new place where you finally find that sense of community and that sense of belonging. And that gives you that safety that you've been seeking. But even here, 19, the 9 and the 1, the 10, when you come into 2023, you're closing the door on what has happened before. Like you've made peace with your past. And so it's no longer this shadow that's following you around, dragging you back down over and over again. And with the 1 here, acceptance of self. You made like such a huge improvement on your self-love journey that, it's almost like you have forced sort of the hand of the world here. Like fate is seeing you and rewarding you. It's like you're overdue. You're overdue for some good stuff here. And with the 9, again, travel. It's, energetically, you're traveling far from where you were. That's why, we have this energy of you being in a gentler cycle. But also, you may be physically moving as well. Because I just feel this strong energy of new home, new friendships, new love. Like that's coming through very strongly. I also feel like for many of you, you could be getting a new pet. And that could be for those of you who are resonating with a new partner coming in. Maybe you will form a close relationship with their pet. Others of you could be adopting a pet. That's just a little side message, but it did come through. And, if you're a big animal lover, then you know how big of an impact, a little fur baby can have. Or, if you like bird or fish, whatever. A bird. Birds or fish, I meant to say. Yes. You know the impact that, a pet can have on your life. I'm trying to think if there's anything else coming through. I hope it made sense because part of this is very like metaphorical, but the way it plays out with Taurus, this is fixed earth, is very grounded. So I don't want you to think that, it's more inner growth, because I feel like maybe for some of you, you're kind of tired of that message because you're well aware of how you've grown. You're just waiting for it to show up in your physical environment, which is very understandable. So I just want to make that very clear to you that you are, for real this time, entering into a more peaceful, less stressful, gentler cycle. I also feel like you're going to be sleeping better and that your health is going to be better. Because I feel like for many of you, it's like you try to make time for self-care, but your life has just been kind of tumultuous these past couple years, and it's made it hard for you to take time out for yourself, And so I feel like better sleep and having just more time in your day to take care of your physical needs, your emotional needs, your spiritual needs, is also going to be evident in 2023. All right, pile 1, this was your reading. Take care, and I will see you in my next one. Hi Pile 2, so let's find out your biggest change in 2023. We have the 9th house in Sagittarius. For those of you who are unfamiliar with astrology, the 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, so you basically got the energy of Sagittarius twice, which is really cool. You also have Voyage. You already have all of the answers. You have a gift of laughter, and you have the 6 of Cups and Justice. It's very funny you also got Voyage here because the 9th house talks about travel and long distance travel at that. So The ninth house can also talk about leaving your hometown, which is interesting with the Six of Cups because that talks about childhood nostalgia. Here's the interesting message. For many of you in 2023, you are going to be traveling to or even permanently moving to a place that you always wanted to go to when you were little. Okay? So this isn't you visiting your hometown, but rather you traveling or moving to a place that you always dreamed about when you were a kid. So, that some of you may not remember your childhood that much, but if you can go back and reflect on it and think, where did I want to go when I was a kid? Maybe for some of you it's like you wanted to move to a different state, or you always wanted to go to a certain city. For some of you it could even be another country. But where did you want to go to? Because that is very strongly indicated in 2023 for most of you. This could also talk about reconnecting with someone, because Six of Cups can talk about someone from childhood. It can also talk about soulmates, and it can talk about, it's a very sweet romantic connection, and it can talk about someone that you share past lives with. So for some of you, if you've been really trying to manifest a soulmate connection or a true love connection, or even someone that you can just have fun with, be playful with, joke around with. If you're a kid at heart, or you're really drawn to people who have, retained that innocent, fun-loving side to themselves, romantically, you like that. You like, someone who's funny or someone who shares your sense of humor and that you can be playful with, let loose with. You could definitely be calling that in 2023. And if we combine these messages, for some of you, you could be, starting up a long distance connection and then moving to be with that person, or even just traveling back and forth to spend time with them. This could also talk about, someone from childhood, you two went your separate ways and you're reconnecting. But it does feel like, there's going to be a distance there. It does seem like a long distance connection if you've been wanting to call in romance. But with the gift of laughter, for certain, there'll be someone who shares your sense of humor. I also just feel like a more playful, because Sagittarius is an optimist. It's immutable fire. It's just a warm, generous, I don't know, when I think of Sagittarius, I think of a hug, because it's the fire that spreads. And so I feel like, there's an alignment here with justice as well, of you living in your truth more, and that just making you happier. You're just more, in 2023, you'll be more radiant. You'll find yourself laughing more easily. You'll find yourself being just naturally more confident. You won't have to try. It won't be like putting on a mask or anything like that. It'll just sort of be your natural mode of being, because you're finally living in your truth. And when I say that, I mean that you are not afraid anymore to just go for things that you've always wanted to do, because again, this goes back as far as childhood. And so I also think with justice here, it's a very beautiful balance for those of you who are wanting love. It's a beautiful balance between having someone who is mature enough to be loyal and honest and fair and willing to compromise, but also someone who, you can have a lot of fun with, and someone who's very generous and just very loving, very adoring of you. And, I always feel like a sweetness to the Six of Cups, because it's an energy and love of, let's take care of each other. Let's support each other. Let's share in our lives together in a very, again, sweet and playful way. And so just to sum this all up, okay? Travel is heavily, heavily indicated. Some of you could also be going back to school for something that, again, goes back to childhood. So whatever wishes, desires, dreams, hopes that you have when you were a little kid, expect all of that to come up, in 2023. And a lot of this is opportunities. You have free will. So if you decide to not act upon this urge, this soul calling here, then that's your choice. But for many of you, there's going to be an opportunity for travel, an opportunity to move, an opportunity to, like I said, go back to school or pursue, because the ninth house can talk about higher education, or it also can talk about philosophy, and it's the energy of the teacher. So this could be you studying something to become an expert, a master at it, something, again, you've wanted to do since you were a kid. And then I think self-confidence is going to be improving just naturally. You're just going to be laughing more, being more at ease with yourself. And I think also just being more open to new places, new experiences, new people. Because Sagittarius always seems like an extroverted energy to me. So yes, because it's mutable fire. So again, it's the warmth that scatters from the fire. So it definitely involves, communicating and sharing in experiences and being adventurous with new people. And for some of you, it could just be that love interest that you've been really, really hoping and wishing for. Things just feel more magical, I think, in 2023 for you. Such a beautiful, beautiful message. Don't forget to claim it in the comments if this resonated. Take care, Pile 2. I am very excited for you, and I'm wishing you the very best in the new year. Take care. Hi Pile 3, so let's find out the biggest change in 2023 for you. You actually got an extra oracle card, so I think this means that 2023 is going to be a very big year for you. So we have Cancer for your Astro Dice, and we also have the 11th house. We have Shark, swim away from this situation. We have a blessing of a safe place in the world. We also have a blessing of Brigitte's flame. I hope I said that right. And we have the world, and we have the 5 of Wands. So there's a couple things indicated here. Your cards are telling me that something that you've been wanting to find success in, something that you felt was hard to obtain, hard to achieve, where there was just a lot of competition. Expect to feel on top of the world. Expect to have that success. Now, I'm saying whatever it is to you because it's a general reading. So for some of you, it could be that in 2023, you're really wanting to buy a home and you find the perfect place, but there's a lot of offers and you don't know if you're going to get the house. Or for some of you, it could be that you have this mindset that, it's hard to find true love, you have a lot of maybe, I don't want to say limiting beliefs because I feel like if that's your belief, it comes from past heartbreak and past experience that true love is hard to obtain. Like, I don't want to say it's a limiting belief because I feel like for many of you, it would be understandable that you would develop a belief like that if you, were attracting negative karmic connections in the past. So you would have this idea that, you have to compete for love, or, you have to show your best self, or you have to, do certain things in order to be deserving of love. And in 2023, it could be the year where you meet your future spouse and you no longer feel that way. For others of you, it could be that you're trying to maybe succeed in a creative field where everyone says, it's really hard to make it, it's not easy being an actor, it's not easy being a singer, something like that. you're going to be finding that success. You're going to feel like you're on top of the world in 2023. So just apply it how it resonates. Now, this flame card here talks about finding spring in the middle of winter, finding that spark in the heart of winter. So I feel like 2022 was a hard year for you. It was difficult. You may have just felt stuck, stagnant, like you just couldn't get ahead. And you feel like maybe every time you took 2 steps forward, something knocked you 3 paces back, like you just couldn't get a handle on things. And it may have just been an overall energy. It could have just been in one area of your life. But I feel like 2023 represents that spark of spring, like things are finally going to start growing in your life. And for many of you, I think in the very beginning of 2023, if something's been holding you back, like maybe it's money or resources or maybe the timing of something, you're finally going to get the ability, the resources that you need to leave something that you have been desperately wanting to escape from. And with a blessing of a safe place in this world, for some of you it could be that you've really wanted to move house, especially with Cancer being here. You've been really wanting to just move away. The 11th house can talk about friendship and the collective. So for some of you, you've been wanting to move and find a home where you feel like a sense of community. You could have been drawn to maybe one of the other groups because this kind of, in a way, feels like a little bit of maybe like a slight combination between pile 1 and pile 2. There's just some repeating themes here. But yeah, for some of you, if you've been really wanting a new home, 2023 is your year. And I think it's home in every sense of the word. It's not just a physical place, but it's a place of belonging, a place of acceptance, a place where you feel like you have good people around you, where you feel energetically aligned. Some of you may have found like the 7 of Swords was following you around in 2022. If you watch a lot of tarot readings, maybe you were like, there was just this deceptive energy. The 7 of Swords can talk about, sorry, I'm tripping up over my words. The 7 of Swords can talk about people being deceptive, people lying to you, people stabbing you in the back, people having only their interests at heart and not really caring if they have to screw you over, essentially, to achieve their means, people who don't care if they hurt you as long as they get what they want out of the deal. So if you were finding the 7 of Swords, it was just an energy that was following you around, or even the 3 of Swords. But it feels sneakier with this card, the Shark card. It feels manipulative. And it feels like you sensed it. She looks like she knows there's danger here, right? But maybe she just doesn't know how to get away. I feel like you're finally able to do that in 2023. And for some of you, it could be, maybe you were stuck at a job that you knew was bad for your mental health, but you just didn't have the resources to leave. It's like whatever was making you feel chained, making you feel trapped, and was really affecting your root chakra, really affecting your sense of safety, that's ending. That's ending. And yeah, if there was any message to take away from this, it's that you're going to feel like you're on top of the world in 2023. So whatever it is that would make you feel like that would make you feel just completely and totally euphoric, something that would really fulfill your heart's desire, because Cancer, it's a water sign, but to me it's like the wateriest water sign, if that makes sense. Like, Cancer's just such a sweetheart. So yeah, whatever makes you feel safe, whatever would make you feel untouchable, what would make you feel so safe that you were untouchable. That's the change that's happening in 2023. And you see here, like, a blessing of a safe place in the world. This fairy's not alone. So there's definitely an element here of having either a partner or a solid friendship or found family or a soulmate connection or a sense of community that really adds to this feeling of home. Because again, like, it's not just a physical place, although that's wonderful and beautiful, it's more than that. And for those of you who have been really unhappy in your living situation, or just really unhappy with sort of that day-to-day routine, like your workplace environment, I'm sorry that there's a siren going off right now, or even just unhappy and trapped in, you know, a romantic partnership or a circle of friends or something like that, where you just really felt like this person doesn't want the best for me, or these people really don't care for me, you know, and you just felt for whatever reason that you couldn't get out of it. You're getting out of it, and you're coming to a place of real safety and security. I'm so sorry for the sirens, oh my gosh. But we're ending your reading now, so I guess it's okay. But yeah, I just want to really reassure you of this, of like this sense of safety, you know, this sense of protection. You know, it's divine will. You're going to be protected, okay? It's all going to be okay. Because I feel like some of you, I don't know, there's just this, like my heart, you know, is racing a little bit here. There's a sense of anxiety. And I'm very happy to tell you that gets to be, you know, on its way out. It's really kind of, it's darkest before the dawn. Yeah. It reminds me of the Florence and the Machine song, you know? Dog Days Are Over. It's like Dog Days Are Over is playing in December for you, like at the end of December, and then when we're going into January, I'm filming this in December. When we're going into January, it's like Shake It Off is playing, you know? Again, the Florence and the Machine song. There's this feeling of weightlessness, of feeling free finally, and yet so held by the universe. It's beautiful. I really want to like express, and I hope I'm doing it in a way that makes sense, but there's just, it's just such a beautiful message. All right, pile 3, this was your reading. Don't forget to claim it in the comments. Take care. I'm wishing you the very, very best because you deserve it, and I will see you in my next one.